And Donald Trump announced a 100% tariff on all imported semiconductors. The new levy unveiled on the 6th of August will apply to every chip entering the U.S. unless the manufacturer is already building or has committed to building production facilities within the country. Trump framed the move as a push to bring critical technology manufacturing back to American soil.
The good news for companies like Apple is if you're building in the United States or have committed to build, without question committed to build in the United States, there will be no charge. In other words, we're not going to be charging. So a lot of countries, a lot of companies are leaving various other places and they're coming to the United States. So in other words, we'll be putting a tariff on of approximately 100% on chips and semiconductors. But if you're building in the United States of America, there's no charge, even though you're building and you're not producing yet in terms of the big numbers of jobs and all of the things that you're building. If you're building, there will be no charge.
Now, Taiwan says that TSMC is exempt from these tariffs owing to its major U.S. expansion plans. But the announcement rattled global markets. Chip-related stocks tumbled across Asia. Meanwhile, tech firms with existing U.S. operations, including Intel, which maintains plants in Oregon, New Mexico and Arizona, are expected to be less affected. Bloomberg reports that while the tariffs may disrupt supply chains, they're also likely to accelerate domestic investment in chip manufacturing. Now, in a related move, Apple has announced an additional $100 billion investment in the United States, bringing in total U.S. commitment to $600 billion.
Companies like Apple is if you're building.
This pledge includes plans to hire 20,000 workers over 4 years and to expand advanced manufacturing capacity. However, Apple stopped short of promising to build iPhones in the U.S., with CEO Tim Cook noting that the key components like chips and Face ID modules are already domestically made. Economists remain cautious. Some suggest that while the investment may spur AI and supply chain growth, it may not significantly boost U.S. manufacturing.
Well, I hate to use the word bribe, but I'll just put it out there. So what's interesting is two things. First, there was no mention that these investments would be in producing manufacturing goods, right? We heard about AI investments. We heard about other things, but we didn't hear, let's produce iPhones in the US. And so there's this big investment being made. And at the same time, what's happening is that Trump's tariffs are actually going to exclude iPhones being imported into the US. So if you import an iPhone from China, you're not being hit by these very high tariffs. And if you import an iPhone from India, we just heard that they also will not receive tariffs. So it's the timing is a little suspicious, but it looks like as a result of this extra $100 billion, there will not be tariffs imposed on imported smartphones.
For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.